Yo, check it. Hey yo, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC and GME and focusing on AMC and GME. The weekly outlook and prediction will be out this Saturday, so you guys can check it out for the rest of the stocks and crypto market. But I'm going to be looking at the MOASS roadmap. We also have a MOASS roadmap for GME, possibly for GME as well. So we're going to be looking at that, explaining that as well, and give you guys levels and price targets that we could potentially looking at, and what I expect, and see if we are still tracking. I'm going to be answering all those questions and more in this video, so you do not want to miss a second of it. Without wasting any more of your precious time, let's go and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. Alright guys, what's up? You are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC and GME. This is a MOASS roadmap update. This is a MOASS roadmap update. I'm going to be showing you guys the most recent news and technicals and details for the MOASS roadmap, where I believe we are and why I do believe we are in the position we're in. So I'm going to be getting into all of that and everything now. Now again, the MOASS roadmap has been a little bit hard to determine, unlike before where I could tell you price per price every single day, because I did not have enough price action. Now it appears that I have enough price action and enough indications to show you guys what we could potentially be seeing here in the future. And then I also want to show you guys as well, we have a GME fractal from the 2021 GME squeeze as well that appears to be lining up. So we're going to be talking about all that and more in this video. Again, check out the weekly outlook and prediction for technicals, levels, and things like that. That's going to be done on Saturday. I'm going to talk about technical levels, what we could see on Monday, and everything else. This is just, are we tracking? Where do I think we are, and where do I think we could see in the next couple of days and weeks? So here on AMC, I'm going to go back to AMC. I just want to show you guys exactly where I think we were. Remember, I was kind of jumping around between phase 8, phase 6, kind of wasn't sure. Now I believe I identified the pattern, and I'm going to show you guys exactly why I do feel that way. So I believe that this was phase 3 here. You guys can see that we get that bottom shape, we push up, then we get an immediate failure, and then we get a little bit of a bounce. That bounce also fails, but that leads to a pump. As you guys can see here, we get a bounce, cup shape bounce, we push up, we get an immediate failure, that failure gets a bounce, and then that bounce leads to a move to the upside. Okay, so we get that push to the upside, that failure, then we get a bounce, that bounce leads to a move to the upside. That's exactly what we're seeing here. You guys can see the similarities in shape right there. Then you guys can see that we come up and do a triple top type structure. You have this peak here, you have this peak here, and you have this peak here, and then you move back to the downside sharply. Well, look what just happened today and the rest of this week. We come up, we have this peak here, we have this peak here, and then we have this peak here, and then we come down sharply. So we have that same triple top after that decent sized rally. We have that triple top and come back. Now, we also have a set of buy orders all along this new accumulation range. This would be the new accumulation range around that $4.50 to $5 level. We might drop briefly below that. You guys can see you kind of do this inverse head and shoulders shape here, and that's what I'm going to be looking for. And we already are kind of making that. You guys can see you get a little bit of a bounce, and then you lead into an inverse head and shoulders. You guys can see we possibly could get a bounce now, then drop down, and then push to the upside, giving us that overall move that we want to see once we get past this breakout zone. The breakout zone, again, is around like that $5.71 to $6 level. Once we break above this orange or yellow box, once we break above that, that's when I expect to see us really start to take off. And it looks like we tried to do it once, couldn't, tried to do it again, couldn't, and it looks like we're going to consolidate and then move back up and do another chance, especially if we continue to follow this fractal. So I do believe that we are entering phase 6 accumulation. So what we want to see to confirm phase 6 accumulation is basically a consolidation phase. We might drip down a little bit underneath, down to about like $4.38, but I don't want to see it go much lower than about $4.25 or $4 as it's in this accumulation range. And then we want to see it start to move back up towards that $6 region. And if we can break this yellow box, then we could see that push to the upside, giving us that overall bigger move that we're looking for from the overall short squeeze / MOASS that we're looking for. And again, you can see that second move, that bigger run up, is quite larger than that original run up. So we have the original run up here that took us all the way to $13. You guys can see that if we did get a second run up, it would take us up to about that. And if I pull us down here, you guys can see roughly what it would take us to. It takes us to around that $40 gap fill, which is kind of ironic because we do have that gap fill up there around that $40 range, which could get filled. So ironically, this takes us all the way up to the gap fills on AMC, those price targets that I've been telling you guys about. And again, this could take time to play out. Another thing that is ironic about this is the time that it would take for this to happen. So if I go ahead and zoom out and show you guys how much time it would take and like roughly what time frames, again, I'm not giving dates or anything like this. I'm just showing you guys what potentially we could be seeing here. So if I go to the 4-hour time frame, you guys can see that it's actually around the 21st, the same time that the Roaring Kitties calls would go in the money, and that would cause a significant move in GameStop. And if we are following GameStop, we would see a boost to the upside. You guys can see right down here at the bottom of your screen, it's telling you right around June 21st to around June 24th, we should see that move to the upside. So that's also possible coincidence. This is all still speculation. This is not 100% what is going on or what is in play, but it is crazy that it is around that time frame. Also, what's crazy is that we're dealing with the same price levels that we've seen before. That $6 level is really that breakout zone. If we get past that $6 level, you'll really see us fly. So all of these things are lining up as far as I'm concerned, and this is why I do believe we are at the position that I think we're at. So I think the MOASS roadmap is intact. I think we are tracking, and I think we are going to continue to track. And this is very, very promising in my personal opinion. I think we're going to see some consolidation and push to the upside. I know a lot of people are discouraged after what they've seen today, but me personally, I do not think this thing is over. I think this thing is just beginning, and I think we could see a much larger move coming here in the very, very near future, especially based off of this fractal. So this is the MOASS roadmap update as far as AMC is concerned. Now I want to show you guys this new fractal for GME. I have a little bit less information on this, but I did just pull this from the 2020 run up from GME, and it is very, very similar. So I want to show you guys some similarities. I'm going to kind of expand it so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. But look at this with the GME. So you get a push to the upside, you get this bull flag consolidation, and then you absolutely launch. Look what happened here on GME. You push to the upside, you get that bull flag consolidation, and then you absolutely launch. Then you come all the way back down, and then you come all the way back up. Look at what's happening with GME right now. Same exact thing as the fractal. We come all the way back up, we come down, and then we come all the way back up. What this is saying now is that we're going to accumulate in this range and get another push to the upside. Now, the only difference with this fractal is it shows that we're actually going to come back down a little bit after this next pump that we're going to get. But that could change if Roaring Kitty exercises his options, and then we could see another additional move to the upside. In the 2021 squeeze, GME didn't really move like AMC. It only had one big move, and then it kind of went down and then had some things that you could trade that were very, very large swings, but it didn't have a smaller move and then a bigger move the same way the AMC fractal has. This is calling for another pump for GME up to around that $48 to $52 range. So I am expecting GME to move up. And overall, based from what I'm seeing, I do think it could be different for GME as well because of what's happening here on the macro based on the falling wedge. Falling wedges normally have a higher high So there's a lot of things saying that we could potentially see a bigger move for GME as well, and GME could see an explosion. But right now GME is tracking with this fractal, and I'm expecting to see this next time we push up, that could be our next chance to get a potential squeeze. And it is also around that time of, if you look around, well, this is actually different right here. Is that June, the June run up here would be around this level here, as it says we're pulling back. So we'll see if this continues to track or not. But if it does continue to track, it is also very suspicious that there are buy orders right around that accumulation range, because right now we would be in the accumulation range before getting another push up. And it is crazy that there are sell orders. It seems like someone may know about this fractal and they are buying down here at these lows so they could sell down here at these possible highs. And normally when you see support and resistance line up, you guys can see how these support and resistance lines are lining up. Normally when you can see those with the fractals, it means the fractals are on point. So we will continue to track and see if this GME fractal does continue to track and is indeed the fractal that will play out. I am expecting a bigger move from GME, so I would be kind of disappointed if this is the fractal, and that would mean ultimately that AMC is actually going to have a much bigger move here shortly. But I don't really see a world where AMC would absolutely take off to go to that $40 gap fill and GME not go up to that $70 gap fill, because GME has a $70 gap fill on the bigger time frames. You can see it right here. And then also with the breakout of the falling wedge, there's a potentiality of it breaking all-time highs as well, especially with all the bullish indications that we're seeing with the buy signal on the weekly time frame, bullish monthly MACD, all of the things that I've been talking about, the macro that is very, very important. These falling wedges normally lead to a higher high. If you just go ahead and type in falling wedge, you guys can get an idea of what I mean about a higher high. You have your push to the upside, you have your push to the upside, then you have your falling wedge, which leads to another push to the upside. And then also I've demonstrated Bitcoin as well. You have your push to the upside, then you have your falling wedge, which lead to a higher push to the upside. So there is a chance that GME macro does eventually play out to a higher high on GME. And I also don't really see a world where AMC is like rocketing up to that $43 level and GME doesn't push up either. So we will continue to see if this fractal plays out. Again, I would be disappointed if this is the fractal that plays out, because that means there is only one more pump left, and that's actually not going to be a higher high for GME. So we're going to be watching this very, very closely. If I see GME push up and start to top out right around these levels, I would definitely be looking at possibly taking some risk off the table or taking profit on shares and or options that were in the money at that point in time, and then accumulating down here at these lower ranges. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC and GME. Again, we'll continue to see if this track does continue to track. I'm going to be watching it very, very closely. Also, we'll continue to see if AMC is tracking. We'll be watching this very, very closely. I do believe that I think we have AMC pretty much figured out as far as where we are with the phases. I think we're entering phase 6. I do not think this is over. I think we're going to consolidate and then get another push up towards that $6 level and get a nice pop to the upside. Make sure you guys tune into the weekly outlook and prediction to get all of that information and technicals that you need to know as far as SPY, Bitcoin, and everything else. I'll be covering all of that in that video. We did the weekly outlook and prediction telling you guys that we would be seeing a green week this week, and even though the candle was red, we still did see a positive week this week. This was a positive week for GME. As far as GME was up 21% green, and then as far as AMC is concerned, AMC was up 13% green. So indeed we did have a green week going to the upside, and I also called for a green week for SPY as well, and we did see that as well. So if you guys want more predictions on the macro as far as levels as well and news that you need to be aware of, go ahead and check out the weekly outlook and prediction, which will be on my channel Saturday. But this is everything I have for you. If you watch to the end of the video, I truly appreciate it. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. Alright guys, that was the video. If you found the video informative, go ahead and drop a like, press subscribe for more content like this. Remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They are linked down below. And if you want to help the video grow and spread, please leave a comment and like the video. And as always, if you watch to the end, I appreciate it. Stay safe, have fun, make money. Peace out.